Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya.
Hey, happy campers!
Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode. She's super tiny, she's really shy, and she needs your help. That's right. This is our mini episode brought to you by listeners like you.
Thank you. No, she's so petite. And speaking of petite, that is not me. I indulged in a smorgasbord with Counselor Jonathan last night of Chinese food. I just love Chinese food. Why is it so bad for you?
One, I don't know what MSG is.
Oh, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what I order.
What do you order?
I'm getting General Tso's chicken, which is fried chicken sauced in some thick sauce. I get the pork fried rice, and it comes with a generous egg roll. I don't need it, but I take it. And then I get the boneless spare rib. And it's like, none of that is good for me. And I had blood work done. My cholesterol is not good.
Did you get your results?
Yeah, they're kind of coming in piecemeal. My cholesterol is a little elevated. It's supposed to be under a 200. It's a 204. Sorry, nurses. I like fried food. I'll work on it. I am exercising, but that's not going to combat the chips I'm eating. You know, I'll work on it.
Yeah, we're all working on it.
She didn't say I was in a dangerous zone. She was like, you should work on that. My goal for my entire life at the doctor's is always to increase exercise. And I'm like, just stop. But back to the Chinese food. Was it delicious? Yes. And I leave a little note on the DoorDash that says, please make spicy with a smiley face. And they always make it spicier when I write that.
My order, now that you mention it, was, what did I get? Oh, I got General Tso tofu.
Mm-hmm.
And I am really picky with my tofu because let's be honest, campers, tofu is not usually good ever, but they do it so right at this place. Like they fry it so perfectly and then they put it in that sauce and it's just like so good. However, they have had off days. Yesterday was not an off day. It was an awesome day. And then I got my vegetable fried rice, which I do fear the rice. What is it? Rice syndrome? Room temp rice.
It's called fried rice syndrome.
Yeah. You guys, don't leave your fried rice out. Like as soon as we're done eating, I like wrap it up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it in the fridge. But then my brother was like, you're not supposed to put hot food away into a fridge.
You're not.
Well, what is it? What happens? What does it do?
There's too many rules, and the people who get really sick from stuff like this, A, the food was already bad to begin with, or B, they left it out for like days.
Yeah, the guy who like passed, may he rest in peace, but I think it was like days old without being covered and it was just sitting there, you know?
Yeah, and that's not what we're doing here.
No, never has been, never will be. And I also got crab rangoons, obviously, because I need them to power through my day. Guys, Counselor Zachariah doesn't love crab rangoons.
They're okay. I don't need them. I do enjoy them, but I'll never put them in like my top 5 ever. I'm sorry. And I know that's shocking to hear. I think a lot of people are shocked right now.
I'm shocked.
My cholesterol level is, they're clapping. They're like, thank God he's not eating those too.
That's very true. But you know what? I don't like the triangles as much as I love the pouches.
Oh, I like a coin purse.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's such a coin purse. It's like a little tea bag. I love them. They're so good. Fuck. We have some down in the fridge. I know what I'm doing after this.
Well, it's kind of great because we're in what I didn't realize is Chinese food season. And let me explain that for you campers. My sister said the most jaw-dropping thing to me last May. She got Chinese food at the beginning of the month and she said, it's probably my last time getting it until the fall. You don't eat Chinese food in the summer. That's too heavy.
Have we been doing it wrong?
No, that's just the way that she lives her life. I've been quietly eating Chinese food all summer because it's so heavy and rich. But like, I kind of get it. Like, you know how people eat lighter in the summer? Not us. We eat like it's Thanksgiving every day in this house.
Okay.
So now I can be public about it again. But I was being a little coy. I was being quiet and coy about my Chinese food consumption.
You really haven't been talking about Chinese food at all on this podcast. And then today, on this very day, you were like, that's it. I'm talking about it.
Well, I can be public because I'm wearing jeans. So it's clearly cold, which means I can eat it publicly again. But just know if you were to look at my DoorDash history, I was consistent all summer. Mm-hmm. I was there. I never left you Chinese food. I was always there for you. Speaking of that,
We didn't get fortune cookies last night. Sorry, it's just coming to my head.
Do they give us fortune cookies from there?
Yeah, they freaking do. And I'm a little tit off.
Oh, yeah. So we don't have a fortune now. We will be fortuneless until we order it again. Sorry, fortune feemster. Let's get into today's episode. My first story is about a camper who has a nice little hookup, but her family gets involved. We'll get there.
That sounds so...
It's not as bad as it sounds, but it is bad. It's
okay,
bad.
so we'll get there. I've got a series of scandalous events occurring at the police station.
Oh, okay. So we're taking a legal twist. And then my last story, there is a trigger warning if you are nauseous by throw up. It gets pretty graphic, but I thought it was fine. I thought it was entertaining and it was very funny.
And we'll give you that trigger warning again. That's going to be the last story.
Yeah, we'll let you know before that comes up. But if you're not sick by stuff like that, it is funny. So let's get into it. This is a really big secret. Thank God we're on a body of water. This is Confession Canoe. Welcome back to Confession Canoe, campers. We're back in the habit. I'm wearing my priest collar and I'm ready to give you your time on the altar.
Yeah.
Your time to get it out.
I've got a paddle. Who wants a spanking?
Hey, kooky counselors. I've always wanted to write in since day one, but could never think of a story worthy enough. Until I remembered, I actually have 2 embarrassing stories. So if at least one of them makes the cut, my life will be fulfilled. Well, one did make the cut, camper. Congratulations.
Did she send 2 of them together?
I don't know, but this one is here. So
okay.
At least one, maybe another one. We don't know. Anyway, back in 2022, New Year's Day to be exact, I pulled a new year, new me move and decided to download Bumble for the first time after being single and not so much as look at a man for almost 2 years.
Wow.
Back on the saddle.
Come on, Nunu Nana.
Yeah, that's a Nunu Nana resolution. Nunu Nana.
Happy Nunu Nana year.
That next year is such a Nunu Nana year. We're currently in it. It started early. Now, I'm a pretty reserved, low-key type of person and was still living with my parents after graduating college. I never had much of a desire to get out and about and live any sort of party life in my early 20s. As a part of that, I never cared to make many friends aside from my work bestie, who, as many of you know, are typically at a minimum of 10 to 15 years older than you. So she doesn't have a lot of friends. She's kind of like just putting herself back out there after a long time. So let's buzz back to Bumble. I matched with a couple of guys, and the introvert in me really could have used Jonathan's quick wit to drop those one-liners to get the combo going because I was struggling at first.
I mean, ways are going to help you.
I know, you should be a professional. Actually, we could do it together. Help people work on their dating profiles and what they should say. I think we both could do that really well.
Yeah, but I think too, I'm so far removed from it that I don't even know what all of them are. And I don't want to say it to sound like an old person who doesn't like technology. Oh, I'm 30. I don't like technology. No, shut the fuck up. You're 30. You have an iPhone.
You're sounding insufferable right now.
No, but what I'm saying is that we haven't been on the dating site. So it's I don't even know what some of them are anymore.
Listen, it's not about the dating site. It's about how to start conversation. That's what she's saying.
I am old. I don't understand.
I'll help you. Jonathan's declining.
No, I'm not declining.
Okay, but this one guy, let's call him JR. That's Jonathan Ryan, because that's what he goes by. And I had a really good conversation and they had a lot in common. So blah, blah, blah. We text, we snap for a couple weeks, and then we finally decide to meet up.
How exciting.
I'm getting nervous. Naive little me, being my first time ever meeting a man from a dating app, agreed to meet him at Giggles and Dumb Bitch, his house. No. So, as many girlies would share their location with their friends for this reason, I decided I should do the same. Remember how I mentioned I didn't have many friends? Yeah, so I decided to share my location with my parents and sister because we were all very close and I told them everything as if they were my best girlies anyway.
Thank God.
And that's fine. Whatever. You know what I mean? Someone's got your location.
Campers never go on a first date at someone's house.
So I finally get to his place and am delighted to find out that he is in fact not a danger to my well-being, and we hang out and eventually do what adults do consensually.
No.
They did the no. This takes us to the late hours of the night, somewhere around 12 to 1 a.m. Oh, she's getting her no. As you should. As I'm finishing up with post-coital pee, is that the word? How do you say it? Post-coital?
I don't know. It
I
sounds
don't
like you have
know.
something stuck in your throat.
No. That's a tremor. JR is outside the bathroom door saying, "There's someone at my front door," as he's looking at his Ring app on his phone. I freeze in fear of a stranger trying to break into the house, and all I say is, "Oh?"
At 1 a.m.
Yes. But then he comes back a minute later and says, "Do you know this guy?" I freeze again. I stared at myself in the bathroom mirror, somehow more terrified knowing damn well who it is at his front door. I think I do." I slowly pry the bathroom door open, eyes barely opened as I can't even look at his phone to verify my strong suspicion. I open my eyes. My stomach falls out of my asshole. I softly utter the words, "That's my dad."
No.
I rushed to find my phone and realized I had left it on his living room couch on vibrate and find about 50 texts and missed calls from my mom, dad, and sister.
Oh no.
My sister even sent me texts in code in case JR was a kidnapper and she didn't want him to think that they were onto him and his latest abduction. So this was clearly a very deep conversation that you joked with your sister and your parents about, like, "Oh no, like hopefully I'm safe," and then you neglected to look at your phone for 3 hours.
Oh my god, but you can't during Nunu Nana, but it's like
No.
I get it. You do have to
caught
just check in.
No, she got caught up in the Nunana.
Caught up in the cock.
Oh my God, it happens to the best of us. Instead of greeting my fuming father at the door, I called him, assured him I was just fine, and profusely apologized for giving him and my mom a heart attack. They drove right back home and I cried from embarrassment, which only adds to it, and profusely apologized to JR as he gave me a hug and laughed. Oh, he brushed it off like that happens all the time.
It doesn't.
We then went to bed and I tried to fall asleep so that I could get out of this nightmare that was my first dating app hookup. Fast forward 2.5 years and I am now newly engaged to JR.
Oh, I was just gonna ask if they're still together. Oh, I got goosebumps. Look, it's on my legs.
And my dad showing up at his front door is something we joke about quite often. Thank you so much for helping me look forward to my commutes on Monday and Wednesdays, and taking the time to share my story, at least with each other, if not the entire camp. Sincerely, the bride-to-be in cabin 3.
Look at my legs. I literally have goosebumps. That's so cute because I was gonna say, Camper, as embarrassing as this is, it's best case scenario. You're not in a danger. You got the good Nunu Nana. Your parents and your sister are so on your side that they will like track down your phone and show up at anybody's door. And then to top it all off, you end up with the guy and now it's an inside joke and he's a good person. Like, I
know.
love it.
You locked in that good Nunu Nana for life.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that, Camper.
Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe what I just heard.
Welcome back to Gossip Doc. Careful, slippery when wet. Nothing?
No, it was funny. You said that last episode.
It's not funny, haha. No, we didn't. I said no running. Okay.
Sorry.
So this one is juicy. And when the camper sent this to me, I was like, I don't think you should be sending this to me.
Juicy Oozer.
But you did. And you checked that silly little box that said, I agree and consent to have my story read on the podcast. So here we go.
Okay.
God, camper. Okay. Hi to my number one guys.
You guys are so clever. I love it.
This is hot tea. McDonald's lawsuit hot. Don't bring her into this. So let me just dive right in.
Okay.
I have no one else to vent to about this as my husband swore me to secrecy. Spill it. Okay. So also all the names have been changed in this.
Okay.
My husband is a police officer and used to work for this one department. While there, he had a friend, let's call him Tyler. Keep in mind, this happened a couple years ago. Tyler is a married man who, at the time, had one kid with his wife. Eventually, Tyler meets this girl at the gym, let's call her Crystal, and he starts to have an affair with her. Because Tyler is married and lives with his wife, the only place they could carry out this affair was in his car. Eventually, they got caught. Not by his wife, but by another police officer from another police department who had been tipped off about two people having sex in the gym parking lot in broad daylight. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. And you're an adult, which is even crazier.
Yeah, and you're having an affair, which
like,
is
get a hotel room. Jeez.
Obviously, this gets around to all the guys at the department where my husband and Tyler work. Does this stop him? No. Tyler and Crystal are still very involved. A plot twist? This sucks. Tyler's wife is now pregnant.
Ugh.
Just to recap, Tyler is married with 1 kid, secretly cheating on his wife, gets his wife pregnant with their 2nd child, and his entire department knows. Does Tyler stop there? Absolutely not. Eventually, the wife does find out, and to cut out some details, she has a 2nd child and eventually leaves with the kids. Camper, this is where we needed the details. Like, I wanted to know how she found out. I guess it's not that important, and it is really sad it's tearing a family apart, but just like the juicy part of me is dripping. I just wanted to know. Anyway, Tyler gets fired from the department because of the affair due to acts of unbecoming of a police officer. I guess that's one of their things.
Yeah, like just like not living the code of conduct.
No. Then Crystal moves in with Tyler. He then suggests a sister-wife situation between his wife that just left and Crystal. Again, moving along and skipping some details, Tyler's wife finalizes the divorce. As it turns out, Tyler was not only unfaithful to his wife with Crystal, but also unfaithful to Crystal with multiple other women.
Oh, he's just a menace.
He's a nasty little dog.
Also, I want to say it because before we get past that, the sister wife stuff, that's a religion. I don't think this guy is a Mormon. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so.
This is crazy.
After Tyler lost his job, Crystal felt inspired to become a police officer. So she went through the academy. Yes, Crystal is now a police officer. Well, while in the academy, Crystal meets another married man with a child my husband knows. Let's call him Chuck. Yes, you guessed it. Crystal begins secretly hooking up with Chuck behind Tyler's back. This is like Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, this is a web of lies and cheating that I can't even keep up with.
And Nunu Nana juice. It's everywhere. Get a towel.
Let's harp down.
Only difference is Chuck's wife doesn't know yet. Nope, still not done. If 2 times isn't a pattern, 3 times is for sure. Crystal was actually caught messing around with a man named Dan, another married police officer in the same department where she works. Dan was only married for a year, and now him and his wife are divorced because of this situation. Well,
Crystal is like a flamethrower for ruining families.
Literally, and so was Tyler. It's
Yeah.
like, this is disgusting behavior. Yes, this is gossip talk, but maybe some advice since the story ends there. Do I put Crystal on blast? Do I tell the wife that doesn't know yet? I feel like this needs to be aired out and that Crystal is this person and she needs to come with a warning label, but obviously this isn't my place of business. I'm just a gal's gal and I feel like I need to warn, and then she doesn't sign off with anything. No advice. I don't put her on blast. This is like not your monkey, not your circus.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, she's so far, no, not you giggling. She's so far removed. Think about it. This is her husband's place of work where he still
You're
works.
not getting it, babe. You're not getting something that's really critical.
What?
These are police wives. These people, they're a community-based career. These people, they barbecue together on the weekends. They're in softball leagues. The wives know each other. It's not like...
No. They're not in the same department though, because Crystal was the one who which I don't even know how she got a job, but Crystal is the one who caused him to get
what
fired.
this woman to do? I say... Tell her.
I say I am not giving advice on this, and I do not condone cheating.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire. Trigger warning, like I said before, this one deals with throw up. It is very funny in my opinion, but it is a little nauseating. If that stuff makes you queasy, maybe turn it off now. But for our strong mama campers, stay around the campfire. Hola, happy counselors. We've never gotten that one before.
No, that's fresh.
You guys light up my week and make it impossible to clean while your podcast is playing because I end up standing in front of my TV laughing.
Oh my God.
I already have ADHD. Anyway, I don't even care.
I get it. Listen, if you have to listen audio only, you can listen audio only.
No, I love it. Actually, I have ADHD. Anyways, I don't even care. Also, I've never felt more seen than when I first heard Counselor Zachariah call himself an IBS survivor. That's truly what we should be called, and it made me feel so much better about my digestive trauma. Anyways, here's an embarrassing story for you. Not about me, about my husband.
Oh, God.
We're going to date this back to our first year of dating 9 years ago. I had just gotten out of a 6-year relationship with a raging, abusive alcoholic. My now husband is a man that only drinks socially and was just usually a silly drunk, not someone I had to take care of or be afraid of. We live in a small town in Iowa, and it was a cold fall day, and we had nothing to do besides a friend's night at the local bowling alley. She said, "Is it the most fun in the world? No, but it's all we got around here besides a bonfire." Listen, I love a bowling night. I think it's very fun.
I think it's a great time. Can you bowl a turkey?
The bowling alley had a special of buckets of beer for $15. It was glow and bowl night, which is just black light and odd old and new music videos on a projector screen.
Oh my God, we had that all the time.
Me too.
Midnight bowling Sundays because it was cheaper. In the summer when I didn't have school the next day, my brother would drive me and I would illegally drink out of the pitcher of beer and I would dip my Choco Taco in it because I thought I was like really cool. And I was like, that's actually foul and disgusting.
What bowling alley was it?
It was a Brunswick. I know that. Oh, it was in Limerick Bowl.
Okay, mine was at Wonder Bowl. They all have the black light bowling.
Yeah, it's always like Midnight Bowl, Blacklight Bowl, Space Time Bowl.
Yeah, so after the beer went down quickly and the bowling was over, we made our way to the attached bar that had karaoke. I love a bowling alley bar. We were bummed that the diehard locals were controlling the karaoke and wouldn't let anyone else sing.
Let us use the mic. You know that the mouthpiece is going to smell like cigarettes when you got it.
They had vodka monsters on sale for $2.
Vodka Monster.
Yeah, I think Monster Energy drink and vodka.
I have never heard of anybody mixing the two. Vodka Red Bull, sure. Never heard of a Monster.
It's the same thing, babe. But the fact that it's $2 is really the shocker here, because what kind of vodka is this? And my husband downed them like he hadn't drank anything for days. He stumbled to me holding his keys, slurring, "Ready to go."
Oh no.
I took his keys because he should not be driving and got him into the car.
Smart mama.
Halfway home, he rolled down the window and proceeded to vomit down the side of the car. Luckily his. We live on a main road of town, so it's always busy with cars, and I know that people driving behind us were not impressed. It was 11 p.m., and I was starving and said I wanted to drive down the road to Wendy's. He slurred he couldn't be in the car any longer, so I pulled into our parking lot. We lived in an apartment above a local business and said I would be right back and watched him go inside.
Okay.
I went to Wendy's. No cars in line. So I got my chicken nuggets nice and quick, and I headed back home. I love when there's no one in line.
I know those nuggets have been sitting there.
I was gone maybe 7 minutes. I was stopped at the stoplight right before our apartment, and there I see my now husband standing butt naked, leaning against a large street sign in the parking lot.
Naked.
Butt naked. I zoomed in and was opening the door of my car before I even parked and yelling, "What are you doing?" He was stumbling slowly to me, slurring, "What are you doing?" To which I was like, "I was getting Wendy's. What are you doing? Why are you naked?" To which he just slurred again, now hanging onto my car door, "What are you doing?" I said, "Get upstairs now." I started pushing him to the stairs to go up to our place. He then got on all fours and started trotting up the stairs like a baby animal.
No, not on all fours.
The Nunu Nana is out.
The Nunu Nana's out.
I just slowly walked up the stairs thinking, do not be mad, because I was so used to my normal trauma of a sloppy, mean drunk of an ex. That's bad, Kipper, I'm sorry. But this was not him, so I tried my best to keep it cool. I got to the top of the stairs and heard the shower going. I went into the bathroom and just heard him shivering loudly and said, "What are you doing?" Which he replied, "I'm so cold." And I looked at him, and he had the shower on cold. So he's just like beyond. I just shook my head, then turned to look at the sink. The sink that I had left all of my makeup on, my brushes, my hair dryer, my straightener on, because they had left in a rush earlier that night. All of her stuff had vomit all over it.
Oh my God.
I yelled, "What the fuck?" He then jumped out of the shower and said, I'm sorry, I'll clean it, I'm sorry. And then he grabbed all of my stuff with his arms, put it into the sink that was already full of vomit, and then turned the sink on.
No. Oh Oh my God, not my powders.
I gasped and yelled, no, and then turned to grab a towel and saw that even more vomit was on the floor. I took a deep breath and said, I'm leaving this for you to clean up later. I'm going to eat my nuggets and you need to go to bed. There's just vomit everywhere, all over her stuff. He put it in this thing and turned it on like her eyeshadows and shit.
Oh my, all she wanted was chicken nuggets. That's
No.
7 minutes and mass destruction from this grown ass man.
Our apartment was so big and open, and our bedroom was right off the living room with French doors, wide open. So I was looking at him while sitting at the kitchen table. Mind you, he's still naked at this point, shivering still, and walking slowly to bed. I watched him stop right in front of the bed. He looked at the floor, looked at the bed, then looked at me with big drunk eyes and said, I'm sorry. She said, for what? He goes, I'm just so sorry.
Was his drink spiked?
I stood up, turned on the light, and then saw vomit on the floor and on the bed.
Oh God.
Mouth open, staring at him. He scurried and said, I'm sorry, I'll clean it.
Not the scurry.
To then, he started to rip the edges off the sheets of the bed and pull it all together. I jumped up yelling, no, and ran over to him to stop him from spreading his vomit onto our pillows and blankets. But it was too late.
Oh no.
One pillow was saved, which I kept to myself, and grabbed a small blanket for him and pushed the vomit blankets and sheets to the floor so he could sleep on the mattress. I said, you stay here and go to sleep. I'm eating my nuggets in peace. Just go to sleep, please. While I ate my nuggets, he was crying for me to come lay with him, which I just kept bluntly saying, no, go to sleep. I'm keeping my cool the best I can, and I'm proud of not being reactive like I had been in the past. I then found a clean blanket and proceeded to fall asleep on the couch. I woke up at 4 a.m. because I was trying to turn, but got stuck because a still naked man was pressed up against me. I used my legs to push him off of me onto the floor. He woke up and then said, why did you do that? Why are we on the couch? Why am I naked? I then said, well, let me inform you on what happened 4 hours ago. I told him a story, and he said all he could remember was getting upstairs, got the spins when he was taking his clothes off and threw up. He said he remembers not knowing where the heck I was and went looking for me. I can only hope no one saw him half asleep leaning against the streetlight on our busy street, but we'll never know. Luckily, a police officer had no reason to drive by in that 7 minutes I was gone. He cleaned up everything in the morning and went outside and then had to clean the vomit off his car. 9 years later, and he still refuses to drink hard liquor, to which I am thankful. We survived it, and it's always a great story to tell. It sounds way better when I'm telling it in person, so I hope you guys are getting a little kick out of it in the writing form. Hope you boys have a great day, and never trust a vodka and energy drink. Drunk boyfriend survivor in cabin 777.
My God.
You know what? It's the sugar. It's the sugar in the energy drinks. It's the low quality vodka.
It's the caffeine too. When you mix caffeine, I'm telling you, because I
love a vodka Red Bull.
No, I do too, but I can only have like one. And then on one of the bachelor trips I was on, I exchanged, instead of drinking alcohol, I just drank Red Bull. And I don't know what I was thinking because I had maybe 4, maybe 5 Red Bulls. I was like raging. It was nuts.
In what way were you raging?
I was just like angry and I was like hyped and I was like, rah.
You were barking, you were thrashing, you were screaming?
Basically. But
No.
then I felt so sick the next day because of it.
Yeah, thank God I haven't had to deal with like a cleaning of throw up. You don't really throw up. You're good like that.
No, I don't think I've thrown up since we've been together.
I have gotten close.
You
but
got
no
close
cigar.
when we were on FaceTime together. I saw the screenshots.
Or even this week when you were trying to put pizza by my bed and I was like, get that away from
Yeah,
me.
that too. My last one was April. I didn't know. It wasn't in April. My friend's name was April. I didn't know she wasn't drinking every drink one for one. I was like, oh my God, girl, you're going crazy. This was New Year's 2027. And she
2027.
2017. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. Yeah, and it was just all over my neighbor's stairs in the snow.
Ooh.
I know, it was bad.
Yeah, kick it to the corner.
Icky.
Well, with that being said, campers, I am going to eat my Chinese food I talked about earlier.
Yeah, that story made me hungry.
I kind of am hungry.
No, I'm literally starving. Okay, you guys, if you want your story to be read on this very program, you can write us an email at camcounselorspod@gmail.com or go to our website, www.camcounselorspodcast.com. Chinese.com.
Yeah, I love everything that you just said. And I love you. And let's go eat Chinese food together.
Let's do it.
And with that being said,
Lights out, campers.